Good evening. Welcome back to 1 Hour with Ali Baisa Suryo. This time we have the opportunity of Mr. Naresh Makhijani. I hope I have the correct name, Naresh. Naresh has been here for Indonesia for 13 years, in his profession already in 25 years, correct?
Yes.
And he studied in business strategy and profit improvement, HR. And in the year 2000, he set up a firm called OTI, which is the abbreviation of Organization Transformational International. And he's based in Indonesia now. He's doing consulting work, result-based consulting, run workshop, graduate of St. Stephen College in Delhi, New Delhi, I presume, an MBA in the International University of Tokyo, Japan, and several other credentials from Australia, USA, and he recently launched books. A book, very interesting one, which I don't have it with me, but very impressive, and it's selling like hotcakes, and everyone seems to be buying off the shelf. Well, welcome, Mr. Naresh, and glad to have you with us. And what is it that you feel like to be in Indonesia in the first place? China is a growing market, growing economy. India is growing economy, and you said you go to Indonesia to be a place where you find yourself as your future destiny.
I arrived in Indonesia in 1994.
Right.
At that time, India was not growing so much, and then I have always been living abroad and studying and working in USA, Japan, Singapore. So I enjoyed international environments.
Right.
Indian economy took off after year 2000.
Right.
And I enjoy living in Jakarta. My wife is Indonesian, and we have got a lot of friends, and we are integrated in the society here now. So at a certain age, it's difficult to move. And I enjoy living in Jakarta. I find it very peaceful here.
I see. You see, it's interesting enough that you're tackling an area where Indonesia has been known to have abundance of population, 240 million over. But people are saying the quality of the human resources are not to the standard that we have with our neighboring countries. Precisely which area you think you can put a role in to bring up or enhance the value of the human resources here?
I think the way we work, or I work, we work in organizational development. The area we can do is aligning people to strategic goals of the organization. A survey in America showed that 73% people in America, employees, were disengaged. I'm sure Indonesia has some similar numbers. So basically, organizations are not getting enough productivity from the employees, and that's the area we can help organizations by aligning people to those strategic goals, helping companies get better results, as well as developing people effectively.
So do you have some sort of case study that goes along with your lecturing or your workshop? And normally, do you have case study that was brought in from the West or from the East, or you have a local form of case studies?
We have all local case studies. We do not copy and paste from North American models because the culture and environments are very different. And copying and paste does not go very well in an Indonesian cultural scenario. I give you an example. I like to do bodybuilding and keep fit. Now, if I was to get a coach from America, he would tell me what Arnold Schwarzenegger does. And I've tried that few times in the gym. I've always landed up with sore muscles and pulled ligaments, because copying somebody whose environment, whose resource base, whose culture is different doesn't work well. I need to figure out what works well for me. And that's the principle I bring to workplace, working with local organizations in Indonesia, be it governmental, be it local family-owned businesses, or be it the multinationals that are operating here. We need to find solutions that fit the local companies to help them achieve better results.
Right. Now, as you are aware, Indonesia in the past was under the Dutch administration. In India, like Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei, is under the British Empire. where you are more, in our opinion, you're more advantageous because the English now become a universal language. Unlike Indonesian, used to be Dutch, now we have this Indonesian, now we have to adapt ourselves to the international language. Do you find the language a problem in this country to conduct your program, to do the consulting?
Well, mostly it's not a problem because most senior management where we work
Yes.
Speak pretty good English.
Okay.
And the youngsters today have very good English, so it's much easier to communicate with them. Of course, there are moments when you're working in certain environments, certain locations outside Jakarta, where sometimes English becomes a little challenging. In those times, I do jump to my little knowledge of Bahasa Indonesia, and by gado-gado approach, it works out.
It works out. Now, how do you adapt yourself to the culture? You see the Indian culture, Indonesian culture, more or less the same. You find difficulty in adjusting to the culture?
Indonesian culture is pretty distinct and separate from Indian, although there are a lot of similarities, be it from cultural point of view, by mythological books like Ramayana, Mahabharata. Also, Indonesian language, Bahasa Indonesia, has a lot of similarities, being offshoot of Sanskrit like Hindi.
Yes.
So a lot of words are similar, and it's one of the easiest languages to learn. Having said that, the way Indonesians think and work is much different from Indians. We Indians love to work 24/7 because we have 1.2 billion people in the country and very few resources. Indonesia has less people and much more resources, so the speed and the sense of competition are much different. But one does adapt to the country here and work according to what works well here.
That's right. Okay. Now, if I can touch on the subject of the human resources development, this is an area where Indonesia is lacking, basically. That's why expertise like you and many others is very much needed here. And you seem to come up with the right sort of product, right sort of segment in the market that people will go for your programs. How many programs have you run so far in this last many years?
I've worked with over 75 organizations in Indonesia over the last 13 years. And some organizations we have worked multiple times. They keep inviting us to work. And this could be on strategy consulting, business planning facilitation, or also now organizations are calling us to help them with HR.
Right.
And I've done over 500 workshops, 70 consulting engagements, and out of those 70, about 90% are reference, and this year about 70% of business is coming from old clients calling us again. So we're getting huge amount of clients inviting us, and I think that's a testimony of the quality of work. We are not the cheapest. I think we are focused on pure results and quality. And sometimes very, very challenging. I've always believed you can't be murah dan bagus. Either you're murah atau you're bagus. And you got to figure what's the value proposition you want to go. Each is a very valid strategy. If you look of the world leaders in terms of companies that are world leaders, some of them are world leaders in terms of product quality. You can, in automobile industry, think of Mercedes-Benz, BMWs. Some of them focus on low-cost solutions for masses. Look at Tata's Nano. And some are going on customized solutions, which they will custom make for you. Each product is customized for each client, one-for-one customization. All three are valid strategies and produce world leaders. We have decided that quality is what OTI and myself will be known for.
Do you have partners with you in conducting your business?
Yes, we have few local partners.
Yes, and then you have a core team that goes with you.
Yes, we have people who have been right from the inception with us.
Interesting. Yes, yeah. It seems to be something of important that organization is quite in need right now. How do you create awareness in the market that you are here in Indonesia?
In old days, much easier. We used to do workshops, put an ad in the paper, and a lot of people would turn up for the workshop. 40, 50 people in mid-90s, never a problem. Now with so many people coming in, competition is much tougher. We demonstrate by creating thought leadership, which is in terms of the 2 books that I have written, number of case studies, articles in paper, and coffee talks and knowledge sharing sessions we do regularly.
That is all for the first segment of tonight program. We should be coming back after this station break.